Hello, everyone. My name is IB McDonald. I'm the CEO of the Online Harvest, and I also have a crypto trading group where we learn how to crypto trade and we give signals known as Cryptoharvest. Today, I'm going to be teaching us how to follow sell targets and take profits. Now, many a times we see signals and we see so many sell targets, and sometimes most of us want to go for the highest sell target we see there, or maybe the one we think would give us enough profit. Sometimes we just sell at the lowest, and we have different patterns of taking profit. And I would like to teach us the different types we use in crypto harvest, and then you can choose the one that best suits you. This is also a form of risk management strategy to enable you maximize your profits and minimize your losses. Now, let me get an example of a trade. Okay, now this is buy CDT. Entry is 125 to 134 sats. Targets are 147 sats, which is 10% profit, 154 sats, which is 15% profit, 160 sats, which is 20% profit, 170 sats, which is 27% profit, 190 sats, which is 42% profit, and 201 sats, which is 50% profit. Then stop loss is 116 sats. Now, I think this profit was calculated from the highest entry point. And in my previous videos, I've talked about buying in tranches. So you can check the other videos to know how to buy in tranches. So taking profits now, let's say you bought CDT. The first way you can take profit is that you can split what you're holding into all the targets. Example, you bought this CDT now at 125 sats, and you bought 500 CDT coins, and the targets are 10, 20, and 30%. You can sell for 200 coins at 10%, 150 coins at 20%, and then 150 coins at 30%. That's one way of taking profit. Let's go to Binance and let's see if we can try that to show a practical example. Okay, so I think CDT should be up by now, but I'm just going to use it. Okay, buy. So let's say I bought at 125 sats and I bought 500 coins, or let's say 50,000 coins. So now I want to take my profits at 10%, 20%, and 30% using the targets that we're given. The targets that we're given, which is 10% is 147, 15 is 154, 160, 170, and so on and so forth. So I want to split my 50,000 coins that I've bought into those targets. So what I'm going to do is I set sell for at 147 for 147 for 20,000 coins. The first target should have the highest number, because the first target is more likely to reach than other targets. Now, once you set 20,000 coins, you can set you will have a balance of 30,000. You can set another sell at 154 for, let's say, 15 or 10, let's say 10,000 coins, and then you set another sell for 167 for another 10,000, and then you have another 10,000. you can split those. Okay, 160, 170, 190. Okay, so let's say the next one is, this is 160, 170. This 170 can be 5,000 coins, 5,000. 190 can be 25 coins, and so on and so forth until you exhaust the number of coins you're holding. So you can split the quantity you bought throughout these targets. Now, it may get there, it may not get there, but whatever happens, you know that at some point you must have sold a lot to cover up any loss that you might be expecting in the trade. Now, the second thing there, you can see it, you can set stop loss in profit after the first target is crossed and keep adjusting as the coin goes up. That's a trailing stop. Now, the stop loss on this trade was 116. That's the stop loss for this trade. So if you want to set stop loss initially, after buying the coin initially, it would have been 16. I bought 125. Set stop limits. So my stop limit would have been for 50,000 coins. 116. I just some people are always confused about the figures to put in the limit box and the stop box, and if you're confused, just put the same figure, so it would just trigger at that price. Now, this would be my stop loss, and my stop loss didn't trigger. It got to the first target. As I did not want to sell at the first target, what I do is to adjust my stop loss. Now, the first target is supposed to be 147. So if it crosses 147, let's say it gets to 150, I can adjust my stop loss to 140. I will come and cancel my stop loss and adjust it to 140. If it goes up some more and gets to 160, I will adjust my stop loss again to 150. What I'm doing is like I'm chasing my profit, I'm chasing the trade, and I'm following my profit. If it starts retracing and it triggers the stop loss, I did not stop loss in loss, I stopped loss in profit. So sometimes we wait for a trade to hit our target, it's not getting to our target, and we watch it dump back to our entry point, and sometimes even below our entry point. This shouldn't be so if you have time to follow the trade. Now, some of us don't have time to follow the trade, so this is where we get to other patterns of taking profit. Number 3 there is you can sell off at first target, wait for a retracement close to initial buy price, which is a maximum of 3% from initial buy. Buy again with half of the initial capital, wait for second target, and then wait for buy again with initial capital and wait for second target. Now I'm going to explain that later. Let's go to number 4. You can remove your capital at first target, leave only your profit for second and third targets. You can use 1 BTC for the trade. For example, you use 1 BTC for the trade, the coin reaches 10% profit, that is 1.1 BTC, should be your balance at that point. So you remove your capital by selling 1 BTC worth of that coin, and then you leave only the profit, which is 0.01 BTC worth. Okay, so let me show you an example of that number 4. Let me show you an example. Let's say you bought CDT at 125. You bought 1 BTC worth. Let me put it 1 BTC. So which is 800,000 worth. Now CDT got to that 800,000. 800,000, 1.1 BTC. Okay, let me adjust the price. $800,000. I'm trying to get the exact 1.1 BTC. Okay, let's say, so once it gets to 138 sats, it should have given you 1.1 BTC. Now, what you do is to sell off 1 BTC worth of this coin. So let's say you sell off 720 coins at that price, or 725. Okay, so 725,000 coins will give you that 1 BTC that was your initial capital for the trade. So you should have some balance left, some coins left. If you minus 800,000 from 725, you should have about 75,000 left also. So say 75,000 coins. Now this 75,000 coins is your profit. So whatever happens to this trade, the worst that could happen is that you will lose some of your profit, but you will not lose your capital. You would not be risking your capital again. So once you see that you want to set targets, you just sell for your capital at first target, and then you leave your profits and see if the coin will do